Alright, scholars, we are going to continue our discussion on political parties. We're going to talk today about the purposes of political parties. You already talked in your squads or in class about some of your background knowledge of political parties. Many of you identified the elephant being representative of the Republicans and the donkey of the Democrats, the two major political parties in the United States. So we're going to focus today on talking about what they actually do, right, and why they do what they do. And you're going to continue on with your knowledge about political parties in your web quest and to learn more about the history of them and to research the different platforms of each party. Maybe identify with one party over the other, or maybe you're just sick of this whole two-party system and you are going to identify with the third party. So you're going to go on a wonderful scholarly journey of your knowledge of political parties. All right, but let's first talk about how political parties organize and what they want to do. The main thing that political parties care the most about, what they want to do, you could probably guess it, they want to win elections. All right, winning elections means that you will be more powerful in this country, that you will have your issues or your platforms kind of come to be, or you will be winning. All right, so this is the biggest thing political parties want to do. They want to organize to win elections. All right, Democrats want a Democratic president. Democrats want Democratic senators and representatives and mayors and governors. All right, and so they organize themselves into these parties to kind of give them an edge and try and help them win elections. So this is the biggest thing, is winning elections. And how political parties organize to do that, there's about 5 different ways of how they do that, and we're going to talk about these 5 different ways. And these are the things that are really important for you to put in your notes. Okay, the first way, political parties select candidates. All right, they encourage Obama to run or Romney to run. All right, and we'll talk about the whole process of how they go from just this guy who'd like to be a president to the guy who's going to be on the ballot. Okay, well, that's kind of in the nominating and primaries caucus section, which we'll talk about in a few days. But the first thing they do is select candidates, and we'll get into more detail about how they do that. There's a whole long process before we get from Obama versus McCain, or Obama versus Romney, or Obama versus McCain. There's a whole other set of process, a whole set of like mini elections, which we'll discuss. But how parties do that is up to them, and they organize around to select candidates, to nominate and to put forth who their candidate's going to be, whether it be for president, whether it be for governor, whether it be for a member of Congress. All right. The second thing they do is they raise funds. All right, so if Barack Obama is going to campaign against John McCain, he needs to have money to do that. All right, and we'll talk on our next slide about some of the ways that they use that money. But this is the biggest way that candidates get their money, either by people mailing in the dough, sending in money digitally, or having campaign events. You know, $100 to eat dinner at this event, and you'll be helping to support that candidate. Things like that. All right. The third thing they do is conduct campaigns. So they use that fundraising money and they turn it into road trips, right? So that candidates can speak to the people, they can debate with their opponents, they can have bumper stickers, campaign flyers, campaign buttons, websites, right? All these things here take money, right? So they're fundraising here, and they're going to use it for their campaign. And political parties help a candidate to organize their campaign, to help fundraise so that they're able to campaign. All right? The fourth thing is that they identify important issues. How do Republicans feel about abortion, immigration, gay rights, taxes, Social Security, the environment, defense spending, all kinds of stuff. All right? So they identify important issues and they take a stand on that, what you're researching in your web quest. And fifth and not least, they monitor the party in power. Now, the party in power is the party that controls the presidency. So right now, here's the president. His political party is Democrat. All right, so the Republicans are going to work to keep him honest, to uncover any lies, or to say this is not what the country should be doing. The president is wrong because, all right, so you see here John Boehner, who is a member of the Republican leadership in the House. And so he's keeping that close eye over Obama and making sure that Republicans are also having their voice in countering things that Obama says or things that the Democrats say. Okay? So there are 5 main things that political parties do, but remember their overall goal is to win elections because power is important to each party. And as we move on, some questions for you to consider. How do elections work? All right, we're going to talk more about that, the nominating process, and how the president actually gets to be the president. What do you think? What if neither party is doing a good job? What are some other options? And what makes a good candidate? Should there be limits on campaign spending? Is it fair if one candidate is spending billions of dollars and the other candidate is only spending millions? What can we do about that? Does it even matter? Right, and what makes a good political ad? Right, so we're going to look a lot at the different campaign strategies, the effects of the media, the effects of spending. So we're going to talk about elections a whole bunch. But it's important to know that elections are the number one thing. Political parties want to win elections. And how they do that is they organize around these 5 different ways, right? To monitor the party in power, to identify important issues, to conduct campaigns, to raise funds, and of course to select candidates that are going to represent the party. All right? That's it for now. Keep on working on your web quest, and we'll see you in class to talk about exciting things like the Electoral College, campaign ads, campaign finance, the role of third parties. It's just really an all-around exciting time to be in government class. See ya!